welcome sixth graders. We're so excited to have you. I'm just going to go through a few things and get our lesson started. So if you looked at today's agenda, we met with our web leaders this morning. We met together as a foundations class. If you weren't able to make it, that's okay. That's why you've probably clicked on our video lessons, and you can still get the lesson from these videos today and still participate in that way, right? So right now we're on lesson on schedule and organization, and you can do this synchronously. So maybe you stayed on and did it together with our foundations group, right? We explored it together, or maybe you're watching this video and you're exploring it independently right now. So to get our lesson started, we always start with the ignite. That's getting the brain's attention. So we're thinking about schedules, right? All your different classes now that you're in sixth grade, and how to stay organized in our distance learning environment. So by the time you are done with this lesson, you should be able to answer the questions: when are your classes? How do you read your schedule? How are you going to stay organized? And what do you need to be prepared for class? And how should you be prepared for class? So looking at our Ignite section, we're going to go ahead and get started with getting our brain's attention. Let's look at these 4 images and think, why is organization and our workspace important? What do we notice from the pictures that can help us be successful in distance learning? So go ahead and take a few seconds, let's say 10 seconds, to look over these 4 images and come up with some ideas that these students are doing to help them be successful in their online distance learning environment. All right, and now we can go over them, right? So some of the examples I saw in these pictures were that students had pens and pencils and notebooks, maybe some highlighters, right? Some materials ready. Not everything's going to be on the iPad. But sometimes we might ask you to jot something down using a pencil and paper or a pen and paper. I also noticed that they had good light, right? So either they were sitting near a window, so there was light coming in through the window, or they had a lamp near them so they could really see what they were doing. And it helps us stay alert and awake too, right? I noticed 2 of the students have headphones on. That's excellent if you're watching a video and trying to listen to your teacher, or if you just kind of want to drown out the noise in the background. Maybe you have a dog barking in the background, or some younger siblings, right, making some noise. So if you have headphones, that would be a great way to help you concentrate. I also noticed that they found a comfortable space, right? Propped up with some pillows on a couch or a nice comfy chair. So make sure that you are comfortable where you are doing your learning. And then a quiet space. I know we do not always have a quiet space, especially when we're all staying home right now. But just think about where might be a space that you could concentrate best. And if it's not quiet, then think about those headphones. And then no distractions. Well, we try to limit distractions. It's not always that there aren't any distractions, right? But maybe put the cell phone away if you have one, or any other thing like gaming devices or that might distract you from your learning or your lesson that day. And then I noticed that they are all actively participating, right? It looks like in this picture, she's on the Google Meets. They're practicing some math maybe together. So we really do want you to show up for those Google video meetings and lessons. That way we can help support you in your learning and answer all the questions that you might have. So, right, participate, and participation can look different in many different ways. It could be emailing your teachers for help. It could be showing up for those meetings in the videos. It could be asking questions in the chat when we're meeting on Google Meet. It could be just responding with a thumbs up if you're getting it, or a thumbs sideways or a thumbs down on Google Meet if you need some help. So this is our Ignite section of your lesson. So now you're going to move on to the chunk section. So now that you've watched this video, you can move on to the second portion of the lesson and learn more about how to read your schedule.